does it take to get one transaction? For those who've read the book. Okay, it's 12. You get 2 transactions. For every 12, you get 2. Got it? People. People that know, like, and love you. That met. Mets. These are Mets. M-E-T. Met. I met them. I met them at the grocery store. They're a neighborhood down the street. I grew up with them. I used to work with them. Right? Mets. Right? How about not Mets? What's the numbers? $100 to 1. 100 to 1. You need to meet 100 people consistently over time, talk to them, touch them. Usually, 100 to 1 is from what? Usually it's postcard or some sort of online marketing. Okay? Mets. They know, they like you, they love you. Okay, any one of those 3 categories. No, I met you, I like you, I've hung out with you a little bit, love you, family and friends. Got it? Okay, let's do a cost analysis. How much is it for 300 to 500 postcards to mail something out? Roughly. $500. Good number. Just listed, just posted. I'm in your neighborhood. I'm a new realtor. Come talk to me. I need business. $500. That 100 to 1 is over 13 times you have to mail that postcard out. Because if you mail it one time, may or may not get anything. May or may not. Right? You got to work on the copy, what you're writing to cause them to take action. You got to pick out the right area. It's a lot of money, right? So what's 13 times 500? Anybody with calculators? 6,500. So let me understand this. I just got into the business. It's 2 to 2.5 months from the time I meet them for a consultation to get to close, and I got to spend that amount of money to get one transaction. This is over a year. That's stats. This is statistics, right? Online marketing, right? Some of you guys are going to consider doing lead generation online and stuff like that. What are those numbers? So what are some of the online lead stuff? Zillow, right? Zillow, Realtor.com. Who else? Trulia. How much are they per month? Roughly about the same. And you may get 3 to 4 leads, and the rate of return is also 1%. And you have to do it over time, and you've got to learn scripts for people that you've not ever met. So let's think about this. And of course, I'm slanting one way versus the other, right? Okay. So if I'm going to talk to people I've never met, what expectation do I have about their response to me? Wouldn't it be the same as the response to you, right? So if I'm going to call you, I've never met you, if I'm going to call you at 6:30 at night, what are you doing? Ignoring me. Completely ignoring me. What if I sent you a postcard? I live in your neighborhood. I sent you a postcard. I spent so much time. It's all pretty. Spent a bunch of money. And I sent it to you. Where are you standing when you get your mail? Next to the trash. Right? So I spent $500 each time. That's $500K. That's a lot of money. Each time to have you throw my stuff in the trash. Awesome. And I need to get paid because I don't get paid until March. If I don't meet with somebody today. Right? So that's option one. Option one is not met. Either postcard or online. Those are the two options. Right? Not very fun. What I want to talk to you today is the met option. Okay? And there's a couple ways to meet people. Right? One is open houses. Why would open houses be good? Potential buyers, right? They're usually interested, and they're usually now, okay? So let's talk about a couple people that you, what is their reasoning for visiting that house, okay? What's one reason? They're in the market. Okay? What's the other reason they're visiting that house? They're a neighbor. Okay? And what's the other reason? They may be selling. Okay, so that would be a neighbor also. Okay. Trust level high or low for these people that you're meeting? Their trust level of you. Yeah, low. Okay? Better, but at least you're kind of, hopefully you can charm them and smile a lot and answer the right questions and hopefully not pressure them. Because when I go shopping at the Gap, right? When I go shopping anywhere, what do they say? Can I help you? And what do I feel? Pressure. Don't talk to me. I'm fine. I'm good. Same thing with open houses. Okay? Some people are really good at it. I'm not saying that you can't build your business on it. Right? Some people thrive off of that. I don't. Never have. I'm okay with it. Don't really like it. It's okay. The other way to met is the people you know. So we talked earlier about how many people that everybody knows. About 200, right? So how many people have grew up in here in Houston? Okay, so you guys should know about 1,000 people. All right, so let's talk about where we know people. Give me one source. Okay, work. Previous line of work. Okay, place of worship. School, what kind of school? Okay, for those of you who are younger, awesome. School. Okay, for those of you who do charity work or volunteer, yep. Okay. Anything related to your family and activities. Okay, this is what I call the flow 50. There's a study that says that for every week, if you're not a hermit, okay, but every week you visit about 50 people, right? Just going throughout life. Where do you go? The gas station. You go to the eye doctor, all your doctors, shopping, groceries, and some people go to the same places over time, every time, right? Some of us go to the same restaurant because we like, or we have 3 restaurants that we like to go to, right? And what happens? Those people know you over time, right? This is your flow 50. The dry cleaners, same dry cleaner. Drop the stuff off, okay? Where else? Where else do you know people? Oh, no worries. Well, thank you for coming. All right. That's awesome. Neighbor. We'll put that under neighbor, right? Chase dog. That's awesome. Okay, this is grocery, doctor, family. This is kids, activities. Okay. Volunteer. What about any? I'm going to put down health, right? So gym, CrossFit. What is that? Agent Orange? Orange Theory. Sorry, wrong group. Whoops. What else? Parties? Okay, she likes to hold events. Awesome. Okay. Work, school, a good one is alumni organizations. Social media, good one. All right. Now what are the top two? Cool. One thing you're missing. What is it? Well, you can't tell with another person if you're here, right? So what else do you know we can get clients? Okay, business partners is a good one. Other vendors. But you've been in business for a while. So if you've not been in business, what did they say? Networking events. Okay, good. Okay, we talked about open houses earlier. Okay. Past clients. Okay, for those who are in business. Awesome. You forgot one. Everybody in your cell phone. Minus the realtors. Right? And then your other one is email. You have at least a form to contact them. All right. Let's put some numbers to these. I want you to write the word no down, and I want you to pick at least 10 groups out of this that apply to you, right? So if I don't have any kids, I'm not going to write activities with the kids down. I'm not going to do it, right? Because I have no kids. Make no sense to me, right? So I want you to pick 10 categories right now. The first category you should pick is phone. And if you have an Apple iPhone, you go to contacts, you scroll all the way down to the bottom, and it tells you how many cards you have. I don't know how it is on Galaxy or Samsung or the Android or anything like that, but just go down to the bottom of your phone and write that down. Write how many people you got their phone number or some sort of contact. Write that down. Okay? Email. Okay, most of you guys just started with Keller Williams, so you're getting it's Google, it's a Gmail account, but you may have a personal email. So what is your email provider? Google? Yahoo? Okay. So if you have your laptop available, go to your contacts on your email provider and go to the bottom, and it'll tell you how many contacts you have. Yes, but for example, Google only allows you to do it 100 at a time. So you're going to have to send, like if I have 2,000 names, I'm going to have to send the same message 20 times, right? 20 times 100. No, you can send a blind copy. I'm sorry, what was your question? All right, so you go to you'll have to go onto your computer to do that. It doesn't show up on the iPhone or the iPad because they have a different blah-de-blah. I just know that if you go into like Yahoo under contacts, you go all the way down to the bottom, and it tells you how many contacts you have. All right, what's your other big one? Somebody shout out. What other category you have a big one out? Social. Okay, so what's your number on what Facebook? 10,000. That's pretty strong. No, it's all right. It is what it is. Good. So she has a cheaper way of communicating with lots of people, just 10,000, right? Cool. What else? Instagram. That's a good one. How many? 12,000. Good. Good. You guys, if you don't have that many or don't have a social networking account, that's not the point of this, right? What is the point? Is who you know. Okay? She won't have a high trust. Well, she'll have a high trust ratio, but she may not be having not have a high contact ratio, right? Because people know her and see her because she's on Instagram and Facebook, and it'll take her longer to get in contact with them, right? So for her, any social networking is based on online branding. It's affirm who you are, right? But not necessarily the easiest to contact, right? But her phone is, right? Because you're taking control of your business by making those phone calls. Make sense? All right. So what was the other category? Add social. Give me another category that you wrote down. Volunteer. Okay. Talk to me. What do you do? What are you volunteering for? Rodeo. Perfect one. Are you in charge of what? Souvenir program. Okay. And what are you doing for the souvenir program? What's your role? Okay. And so you're captain, and then you've got to get them to sell ad space. And are you calling as well to sell ad space? And how many people are you calling? How many people on your list that you're calling? Yeah. 20? Okay. That's 20 people that we don't know, right? And they're business owners, probably. Okay. And business owners have money. Right. This is a good one. So if you're volunteering, the strategy here is to get somewhere you're on membership. Why? They give you the roster. Name, phone number, email. You got it. Right? If you're at a church, okay, not that that advocates you kind of, because church is a different purpose, right? And get involved. Because there's a way to do it where you're involved in something where the agenda is different from your agenda, right? But you can still work it, right? What else? What's another group? Yes? Yay, wedding. How many wedding vendors? In a wedding, how many vendors do you talk to? 10 to 20. And they know people. And they probably know 500 people. So your potential reach is 5 to 10,000. If you do it right. Okay? What else? What is another group that you wrote down? We did social, volunteer, work. It's a good one. All right. How many of you worked more than 10 years in a different career other than real estate? Raise your hand. Okay. So you need to reach way back to the old business card box. If you have that, you need to reach back to your old files where you have a phone directory for everybody in your office, your old emails if you still have them, right? How many people would you know at work? Roughly. Shout out a number. 50 to 100. Okay, so we have 50 to 100 here. We have 10 to 20 here. Let's see, who else are we talking about? Social media we'll leave alone for a second. Volunteer. You had, with the souvenir, right? You had 20 people? Okay. For those who answered, how many people are in your phone? How many is in your phone? Wait, who said 1,500? Awesome. Okay, so she has 1,500. How many did you have? You have 500? How many you have? Yes. Yep, 500, 800. Who else? You have 3,500? Okay, cool. You got a lot of work. Who else? How many you have? 800. Okay. So let's go on a low 500. Let's work with that. How many do you have? 150. Okay. So you probably need to take a picture of this and then start jarring your memory. Because what's going to happen is you're going to start thinking of work, for example. And I'm going to write all the people that I know, like, and love at work. Okay, I like that person, I like that person. And then you're going to remember somebody that you know in common, and you're going to start writing those names down. Write the group that they belong to in your mind, and then you can expand that list much larger for you. The goal is to spend at least a little bit of time each week, if you don't have a big enough number that you like, to be able to expand your number. Does that make sense? Right? Because remember, MREA says for every 12 people, you get 2 transactions. For not met, it's 100 to 1. I don't like that. That's too much work for me. Too much rejection. You know, when I get rejection, you can go to my office. My office is right out over here on the left. There's an orange recliner there. Okay? If you ever walk by my office at around 2 or 3 in the afternoon, and if I had a bad day, you will see me lying in that thing with a towel, with a blanket, and this hoodie pullover with this raccoon hat on there, and I'm just out. So I'm like, I have to shut it down because my mind's too, and I feel hurt because something happened in my day. I had a bad day. Okay, that's what I do with rejection. So that's why I hardly do this at all. Like, I just started a little bit of it, doing a just listed postcard. And I did it once, and I got a seller, right? So I'm thinking, oh my gosh, it works. You know, I spent $500 to get one seller. We sold a $200,000 client, 209, right? So I get a seller, right? And they ask you to do marketing. So one piece of marketing you put on HAR, you post it. And then I send 300, 500 cards to the immediate neighborhood. I just listed, come check this out, blah, 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 blah. But like we said earlier, she's going to stand by the trash with my card, throw it out, right? We do it. Circulars, everything. I wouldn't recommend doing that unless you live in the neighborhood and unless you're going to be committed to doing $6,500 worth over a 13-month period, right? Because you know, and as well as I know, you guys are here. You guys are here to get paid March 10th, right? I would hope sooner, for your sake and my sake, right? But you got to think strategically about what resources you have in your hot little hands right now, right? So we're talking 500 phone numbers, right? Let me pull out a calculator and divide that by 12. Because MREA says for every 12 people you contact over time, you will get 2 referrals. Huh? 42. Okay. Let's work on some numbers now. That approximates to 42 transactions, which, by the way, is a top realtor, just so you know, right? So let's do the math here. If you Google this, I want everybody to Google this. HAR press release. Google it right now. HAR.com press release. Let's do that. Oops. And you click on that link. There's really only two numbers you need to know to sound like you're a badass. Okay, the first one is Control F, look for average. This is all you really need to know when you're talking to people. Hey, how's the market? Hey, did you know the average price of a home in Houston is $284,000? You sound like you know what you're talking about. 284, right? What I do with that number is I say, well, you know what? When I started the business back in 2006, the average price was $175. So that means what? The market increased, right? And why? Why? Why was there appreciation? Supply and demand. And why is it supply and demand? Tell me what the reasons are for the supply and demand. You're good. More people. Okay, so here's another fun statistic. By 2022, there will be another 1 million people. Where are they going to live? Here's another fun statistic. It's my website. Okay. This is from HFF. And you guys can come to this website and you right-click and you can cut and paste it and put it on your website, put it in an email. You can post it on LinkedIn right now. You can post it on Facebook right now, right? Just cut and paste it. You have apps out there that can you draw the left corner, draw the right corner, cut and pull it out. Okay. So this is what? Houston, right? The orange rectangle represents the highest concentration of jobs, right? Where do people live? Close to where they work, which means you increase demand, right? Which means if you increase demand, because I want to live close to work, I don't want a 2-hour commute. I want a 20 to 30-minute commute. What happens to prices in high demand area? Go up. You guys know that, right? So the reason we have an increase in this is 2 reasons. Houston has jobs. That's why people are coming, 1 million people. And number 2, we have a low cost of living. Because the houses are not $600,000 for an average house. The other reason is interest rate is low. What's the interest rate? Okay, and we found that from bankrate.com. All right? Make sense? All right, so you learned where to find the average price. I created a calendar appointment. I'm kind of a geek. And I stuck this link here. And on the calendar every Monday morning at 8 o'clock, it says, click this link. So I click it, and I look at the number. I'm like, okay, good. Not every week, sorry. Once a month, because that's monthly, right? At a minimum, just cut and paste that link to your calendar and say, read this for average price, right? This is a message for you, right? Use, yes, sir. Remember, you typed in Google, HAR, press release, right? Why is that important? Because people want to know what the market's doing, And if you're not, yeah, interesting tidbit, use it. All right, so let's get back to the 500, because that's where we were. No. So we talked about, most people have in their phone about 500 people. All right, let's start talking. How do I build my business? I do it by doing a process called prioritization. Okay. So the first thing is I sort everybody. Okay, how do I sort? This is all known, right? This is my phone, my 500 in the phone. And we're using that as an example, right? Because before we did what? That little thing, that mind map on who we know, and then we had all these different groups that came from that, right? I hope you guys have a spreadsheet or however you put it in there. But you can start from your phone because most people have 400, 500. You just start there and start calling people, right? So how do I sort? I use what we call a mayor campaign. I'll recite it to you in a second. But I want to talk about the process. I use it's a simple script, and the answer is yes or no, right? So if it's a yes, they become a B. Okay? I'm sorry. A, B, C. I sort everybody in my database. And the second one, I do a handwritten note. And there's science behind this as to why you would do that. Not an email, handwritten note. Handwritten note. When I first did this business, there's a lady named Vicki Looney. And this was in 2005. I came in. I'm working 60 hours. I had a client. I didn't know what the hell I was doing with my contract. I come in at 8 o'clock, and she's sitting there working. And she has busted out all these colorful notes, note cards that she got from half-price books. Okay? Bunch of notes. And she's sitting there handwriting each one. And she had 30 of them right there. And I walk in there and I go, hey, Vicki, what are you doing? Can you help me with this contract? Okay, then we're done with that conversation. 20 minutes later, I said, well, what are you doing with these notes? He says, well, I learned long ago that if you write a personal note to someone, they always open it. Right? You have your circulars. You have the postcard that you sent me, right? Yeah, throw that all out. Then you have your bills, and then you have your handwritten notes. When was the last time you received a handwritten note from someone? The holidays. Before the holidays. Birthday. Before birthdays. Hardly ever. Okay? And guess what? Those handwritten notes you opened and keep them. But you opened them. Bills? Do you open the bills? Maybe, maybe not. I don't want to look at it right now. I don't want to mess with it. Cramps my style. I don't want to pay it. I'm going to postpone it. But the handwritten note you always, always open because it's an evidence of your relationship, right? You're excited. You know you want to open it up. All right. Yep. Yep. Rinse, this says repeats. I'm sorry. I think faster than I write. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Because remember, see, you guys are asking questions because you want to be efficient and effective, right? And we already have established that that's not effective for $6,500. It's not effective. You may get one or two. And I'm not saying people don't build great businesses. at this amount. But that's a lot of postcards to be mailing out to be not effective to get one. But if I spend time cultivating relationships, what was the number we got? 42 transactions? Oh, I'm sorry. Let me connect this. You did 42 transactions. The average price is $284. Right? That's what we said earlier. We looked it up in our magic little Google thing, right? So let's make that 300,000. What's the commission on 300,000? $9,000. 3%, $9,000. Okay. Pull out your calculators. How much is that? 42 transactions at $9,000. Really? Okay, good. 378,000 for the year. Can you guys live off of 378,000 for the year? Yeah. If we did it the other way with the postcards, that's 6,500. Something multiply this. 6,500 times 42. 6,500 times 42. Huh? 200? So for postcards, you have to spend 273,000 to get this. But if you put a little bit of effort, you can do this and get the same thing, right? Trust level. We talked about trust level, right? Trust level in open houses, where's open houses? Where do I do open houses? Is low. Where do I do it? Is open houses is low. Trust level is high. Right? So, what do? Mayor campaign. Do you remember it? Come on. Yeah, come on. If you or someone you know is interested in buying or selling a home, do you have a good realtor to refer it to? Right? So I say that 1,000 times a year. If you or someone you know is interested in, this is how I sort. Yes, ma'am. I've said this 1,000 times a year. The reason I'm asking her to talk about it is she's taken a class, and I was testing whether she has it down yet. You haven't said it enough to be comfortable.
Well, I did it. I can't just like
whip it out. Right.
when I sit and I call, I'm whipping it.
You're sitting your call. Okay, I get it. I get it. When you say this 1,000 upon 1,000 times, you'll be able to do it in front of class. And that's where I want you to get from muscle memory to that, so you feel comfortable just blurting out. I know you do it good behind closed doors, but this is a sales position. You have to get out with people. So if you or someone you know is interested in buying or selling a home, do you have a good realtor to refer them to? That's your opening question. What's the answer to that? What are the two possible answers? Yes or no? You'll be surprised at the answer, because there's some people that will say yes, and you think they're in your referral list. So you got to be really careful. Remember, we're not looking for friends in business. We do get friends, have really, really good, strong relationships, but you're in business. business, right? Because you want to get paid March 10th, right? So if they say, no, I don't, they become, in my book, a B. No, I do not have one. You'll say, great, I'd like to be your realtor. If you ever run into anybody that's looking to buy or sell, I'm here for you. Conversation over. That's it. Right? None of these complicated scripts. I'm kind of being on the edge here because I know in Ignite they gave you all these complicated, really complicated. I'm talking to you and I look at those scripts and I said, you know what? If one of y'all told me that script, I'd be like, you know what? I'm checked out. Checked out. Bye. I'm gone. I know that you guys know how to have relationships. And you know how to be not weird. Right? Don't be weird. It's kind of weird to me. Right? I'm like, oh my gosh. Okay? Please do not. Ooh, they're recording this. Oops. Please. Now, what in life, simplicity rules, right? Because what happens in complexity? You don't do it. You check out. You don't do it. Whatever. Okay. So this is how I sort. Okay. When I first started the business back in the day, November 2006, I sat down with my phone, 500 contacts, and I made it my mission to call 10 people a day, okay? If I felt good about it, I'll call 15, but I had to call 10 a day. I had to. Why? Because I want to get paid March 10th. Make sense? If I know 500 people, so 500 people divided by 10 is equal to 50 days. 5 days a week. 10 weeks. So if you want to work harder or more, then you increase the number or you increase the, it's just numbers. I'm just writing numbers here. You guys can write the numbers. The challenge is you guys don't know what you don't know yet, right? And so I'm helping you kind of take a look at things that are most important, right? The fastest way to get a referral, to get a person to trust you and refer you a lead is by talking to people you trust, right? We do that. Ladies, when you guys go get a haircut or hairstyled or your do done, how do you find the person? Absolutely. Do you go to Yelp? Do you go to the website first? Okay, ladies get this more than guys because ladies go to someone they trust first because it's their hair, right? You guys get it better than guys because we don't kind of do that. We have to do things our own way, right? So it took me a while to really embrace this part of the business because if you embrace it, it could be more fun. Why? Because you're not having to prove yourself necessarily. If I'm talking to someone I've never met before, I'm on an interview. It can be rough, right? Every listing and every buyer that I meet, I close 95% of the time, right? If you're competing with a postcard thing and then you're going to meet with 3 or 4 other realtors and you have to do this, I want to be the first realtor, I want to be the last realtor, and I got to show you my little dog and pony. It's way too much. Way too much. So ladies, when you're making your calls, think about it like you're referring someone to do your hair. Okay? The challenge with ladies is they may spend too much time talking, right? So you got to shorten it. Hey, I'm calling you about business, okay? I have a business question. I just started my real estate career. Let me ask you a question. If you or someone you know is interested in buying or selling a home, who do you refer them to? See how easy and natural that is? Yes. Yeah. What did you do before? Okay. And what did you do? Accounting. Okay, good. And why did you get in this business? Okay. Okay. She was in jail at oil and gas. I love it. Okay. Awesome. You were locked up. Okay. So basically, what I'm hearing you say, you were limited. You couldn't grow. You wanted to do other things. Awesome. Incorporate that in your speech. So figure out how to incorporate that. You know, hey, I just started in real estate. I left an oil and gas career because it was very limiting to me. I have a question for you. So quickly shift off of you. See how I did that? I shifted quickly off of me. If you or someone you know is interested in buying or selling a home, do you have a good realtor to refer them to? Okay? Huh? No, yes, no. I mean, it make a good transition, right? Now, you could. The other way you could do it. The other way you can do it is, hey, I need some help. When you talk to your friends and you say you need some help, they're going to try to help. Everybody wants to help somebody. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, yeah, you can use that word, right? Simple, very simple, but extremely powerful, right? Right? Hey, I'm calling you today. It's business. I have a little bit of time. Hey, I need your help. Oh, what is it? Look, I just started. I was in oil and gas. Was very limited. Very excited about my career in real estate. I have a question. Can I ask you? Yes. Okay, good. If you or someone you know is interested in buying or selling a home, do you have a good realtor to refer them to? Okay? Answer is yes or no. Okay? If they say yes, don't feel crushed inside. Okay? Do not feel crushed. Right? You'll survive. It'll be fine because you have 499 other people to call. Okay? I'm crushed. So, okay, well, that's great. It's your cousin, blah, blah, blah. Well, who they work for, great. Are they in the business full-time, part-time? You know, so you can uncover some things around there. Because if they're part-time, I've gotten several referrals from people whose aunt is in the business part-time. Or their cousin is in the business full-time, but they don't trust them. Yeah. There's a lot of scenarios, so don't get crushed by it. And remember what I say in the beginning. I am a great realtor, right? That's what you started out. That's what you created, remember? You created that in the very beginning. What you do say, what you believe in your mind in the morning, what you create is what you'll be, right? So you go and say, I need some help, blah, blah. So they say yes, okay, fine, just listen. If they say no, great. I'd like to become that realtor. And the next question you'll say, hey, if I need to get in contact with you, I need to get in contact. What is your best email? And if I need to send you something, your best mailing address. Why do you need the mailing address? Or number 2, complete it. The handwritten note seals the relationship, seals that conversation, right? People talk about closure, having closure with things. Oftentimes, that's a great way to close it, right? So, statistically, they say a call lasts in the mind of a person 30 to 60 days. Phone call that you make. A handwritten note, how many did you say, how many people got a handwritten note that they opened in the last year that's not a birthday card and not a Christmas card? Very zero. All right? 120 days lasts in the mind of a person. And do not worry if they say, man, you're weird sending me a note. Who does that? That's not the point. Their reaction to your note has nothing to do with it. Because guess what? You got a piece of their mind. I got a piece of your mind because we talked about real estate and I wrote you a note. Okay? What do I write? Good chatting with you. Joe. Short. Good chatting with you. Pleasure to talk to you. Enjoy the conversation with you, okay? You can get real complicated. I used to get really, really complicated. I looked over a quote of the day, and I stuck it in there, and all this hoo-ha, and on to Google, looking at the quote, then writing the damn note. You know what I mean? Right? We do that. I get it. Right? David, you had a raising your hand. You were itching to say something.
Most of the guys out here, you don't want to say, because most guys are prideful. How many of you are prideful in this room? So the simple thing is that instead I need your help, say, can you do me a huge favor?
It's a good one.
Another way to do it. I know you guys feel like don't want you to help and you're not begging for this. So say, can you do me a huge favor? That's your real sort of choice. Think about buying something or moving around. Even relocating is another one you probably want to add in there. Because how many people have been relocating out of Houston where you miss the business and you can refer it out to somebody else that you find a realtor, you're still becoming that point of contact to be able to receive an additional money faster than real estate.
Thanks. Thank you, David. David's been in office for X number of a year, but you've been in business for, okay, so he's been in the business for a while. Okay? And so I'm going to challenge you. Okay, so you said, if I heard you correctly, that some people are prideful because you don't want to say, what do you say? What do you say? Help. He don't want to say no help. Okay? Right? So where did he start out when he first made his statement? From his thought. He thought, I'm too prideful. I ain't going to ask for help. Okay? The word help, we're conditioned. It's a programming word. We are conditioned, if we're nice people, to respond. So if you were to flip the script in your head, is that I'm using this as an effective way to communicate so I can get a response and a piece of their mind. It's not about you. It's not about me. Right? Hey, David, can I get some help from you? I need some help. Your response to me every time I call you to do that would be, oh my gosh, let me help them. Let me figure out what I can do to assist. Has nothing to do with my ego. None. I just use the word to say, just act it. If you can't put yourself to say it, pretend you are a well-adjusted male with no ego, and you can say, I need your help. What can I help you with? Do you see the tone? Very, very different. If he were to call you and he said, I need your help, you wouldn't think about anything about him. It would be just, oh, let me help you. Make sense? Cool. Hugs, kisses. All right. So this is the reason why we ask you to write down your list of people. All right? So I teach a class called Peak Producers. We go really into depth over 12 weeks on how to build a business. 42 transactions at $9,000 for $378,000. That's a good number, right? How many of you would like that type of business? That's a solid business. And there's several recent agents. Natalie Eland, I don't know if you've heard her name. She came from, I think, Martha Turner. She closed close to that by doing this process. She just needed a process that she could own and get behind, right? So Peak Producer is an outside class. We are now allowed to talk about it. So I used to get hammered about bringing some outside PW classes. But it's effective. That's a reason why Michael Bossart allows an outside class. And it goes deep into the MET side of the business. The next class starts in March. So you'll see the email. Jen Tran, who was my first student in the class, who took it, is now facilitating it. 2 years ago, she announced to our class when she was taking it for a 4th time that she paid her BMW cash. And I don't know what series. I'm not a car guy. Don't really care. All I knew, she paid for her car cash. C-A-S-H. Cash money, cash money, cash money. Because she did a very strategic thing, is that she wanted to do her business by referral. Okay? So step 1, sort A's and B's and C's. You write a note, you rinse and repeat. It's going to take this person with 500 contacts 10 weeks to get through. 10 weeks to get through your entire list of people. Do not rule out anyone. Okay? Do not prejudge. The only thing you can judge and evaluate is their behavior. Many of us prejudge. Oh, they're going to have a cousin. They're going to have somebody. You know, they've been in the business, blah, blah. Before you even call them, you're already filtering them out. Do not filter, okay? Or try not to. It's the human condition to apply meaning to everything we do, right? Especially if you're talking to somebody, have a bad day, you hang up the phone, sometimes we make it about us, right? We make it about us. That's the human condition. What I challenge you to do is make your condition, I want to get paid March 10th, more important than the fear that you get with calling, right? Get accustomed to using the phone. How do I get myself motivated every morning? Every morning, I get up, I work out, I have 2 or 3 affirmations, and I write 3 gratefuls every morning. Why? Because I have monkey brain, right? Everybody in the morning wakes up, whatever comes into my mind becomes truth for me, right? And is what I think true all the time? No. Okay, so let's go around the room. I'm going to ask a few questions. The first is, obviously, your name. Where you live. And what is the average price point of where you live? Okay. How many years working? And there's 2 answers to that. Previous, and then now as a realtor. Okay? Do not be embarrassed. It is what it is, right? I just started last week. It's okay. It's all good. Name, live, years, and then I'm going to talk about how many people in your database. And then on social network. And I don't need the whole litany. Don't give me like, Facebook this, Instagram that. Just give me a round number. Take the average. Doesn't matter to me. Okay? So, some of you had a heart attack. I don't know the average price point of where I live. So, tool number 2, r.com/neighborhoods. This is an awesome trick that I learned from Paige Martin. Paige Martin makes $1.4 million gross commission income last year. $1.4 million. Awesome, right? $1.4 million GCI. And she told me this trick. And this is the trick she used. I love it. Between this and Yelp, okay? She'll be at an event, at sushi dinner or something like that, or whatever, with a friend, a potential prospect, and they'll ask some question like, so, tell me about these 2 neighborhoods. Tell me what's going on. And she'll say, excuse me, I'll answer that question in a second. I have got to go to the restroom. Right? So she's in the restroom. Okay? Seriously. Right? And Yelp. Look on Yelp. Why does she look on Yelp? Yelp tells you what's going on in the area, right? Restaurants, points of interest. Gets on Yelp, blah, blah, blah. Then she comes back, and then she can talk intelligently. Okay? So, David, let's start with you. Your name, where you live, and your average price point. And here's working. And how many people in your database and social network? Neighborhood. That's the name of your subdivision? Okay, all right, keep going. Okay, oil and gas. Got a compadre over there. 5,000 social, and how many people in your that database that you have? Name, phone number, email, approximately. 9,000. Oof. Okay. You got a lot. You had 9,000, and then how many? 5,000. Okay. This is roughly about the same. Facebook has a 5,000 person limit. Yeah. Okay, cool. All right. Let's go that way. So, yes. Oh, wait, hold on. What's the average price point in Fountain View? 650. Okay. I'll make a recommendation. Okay, we're going to go through the entire class. Okay, it's going to take a little bit. So for those of you who are ADHD like me, okay, to occupy your mind, you may want to write their names down, and you may want to write the area where they live and the average price point. Why? So you know. The only reason I do that too is because I want to know what's updated. So I don't have to travel to Fountain View to figure that crap out. I just remember, oh, well, David said it's around 650. So when I'm out and about and somebody says, you know, I'm looking in the Fountain View area, what's the pricing there? I could run to the restroom and get a little bit more detailed information, but I typed in Fountain View and I couldn't find nothing, right? Or I could just remember David. Oh, the other thing I forgot. Any other language you speak other than English? And why is that important? Referral, right? So I don't speak Cantonese. I don't speak Hebrew. I don't speak, what was the other one? From Sri Lanka. I don't speak that. But now I know people who do, right? So you can do an internal referral inside the office. All right, go. Hey, Amanda. Yeah. Okay. And your database. Yep. People that you can call and email. 300. Okay, it's a good number. Good. Next. Thank you, Amanda. Hi, Courtney. All right. Welcome. Upper Kirby. Awesome. Great to do some open houses there, because if I'm going to waste my time eating cookies, I might as well make it something where I could potentially get 1.2 million, right? Right? Thank you, Courtney. Oh, language, numbers. Database? Good. So, okay, good. Good. Next, man in the red shirt. Hey, Nicolas. Argentina. Very nice. Okay. 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 Awesome. Welcome. West U. Okay. West U. That's awesome. Okay. How many people in your database that you have the phone number and email? 500, good. That's Travis County. $1.9, $2 million. Okay, good. Next. Hi, Janice. Yep. Yep. All right. Congratulations. You took the package before they dropped it. You took the package before you. Oh. Okay. Good. Second career, awesome. Good. Fantastic. Right. Good. So those of you who have a lot of name, phone numbers, and emails, the challenge for you is to figure out which ones to call and to cull it down. So what I would recommend is the people that know, like, and love you that you've talked to in the last 6 months to a year, right? Because they're really fresh, and then work your way from there. You, nice. Nice. All right. If you get a directory, another way to make sure that you do it in a way that's not salesy, comes across, too much, is to have a happy hour. Okay, invite them to a happy hour and offer appetizers. And I'm just getting the retirement club together. I just want to meet you guys. Leave it at that. Okay. There's a guy. His name is, I forgot his name. He's up in Jamie. He's up in San Diego. He goes tacos and tequila Thursdays. He does it once a month. Okay. He sends it out to the people, past clients, people that he answer his phone. Right. You may have to create a list of people who answer your phone. Right. Your posse. Hey, I'm having tacos and tequila over at 1308 on Montrose or El Tiempo or Papacitos. Appetizers on me. 5 to 7, see you there. Okay? It's not about the event. Okay? It's about the contact. I don't care if anybody shows up. I literally do not care. What do I care about? The invitation. Because if I get invited to something, what does that say? What does that action say to me about the person inviting me? Right? They value me enough to invite me to something that whatever. The first couple of times you may not get a lot of people. That's okay. It's not about the event. So for you and that book, that deal, and you want to revive those or start those relationships, I would do that. Yeah, yeah. Or another one is a coffee mixer, coffee club. Girls do a great job of this. Most of the girls that take the Class Peak Producers run with it like crazy. Miriam Hijazi was a teacher, been in the business for 5 years. And now that she's dating someone that's kind of taking her time away, she's built her business just by doing two things. She met one of her friends who owned a chocolate bar, and she had coffee and chocolate. I forgot what it was, coffee and chocolate. And sometimes she'll bring in some wine and chocolate. And she would invite different sets of people, 10 at a time. And guess what? She got business just from hanging out. Okay? Talk a little bit about business, not more than a second, and then be a normal person. All right? After the event, what did she do? She wrote a note. All right. She wrote a note, handwritten note. So whenever you do an activity, see, this one activity is call, the other one is an event. And events doesn't have to cost a lot. 'Cause remember I told you when I met my people was at Starbucks. I drank hot water in a Starbucks cup. Nobody knew. Because what was my mindset? What did I create in my head? I was going to be under Pierce Elevated, broke and poor. Right? So I had to clean that mindset up, but I still did the activities anyways. Next. Cyprus. Awesome. Okay. Awesome. Okay. So your database is it's two numbers. Database, which is people you have phone and email, and then that's 1,500, right? And then your social network is like Facebook and Instagram, LinkedIn. Okay. All right. So you've been in business for 4 years, right? Okay. So your past clients and your vendors are going to be a great source of business. So with business vendors, what I do is I sit down with them and try to come up with a strategy that we can work together. So, hey, Mr. Inspector, I want you to be my preferred inspector. Okay, in exchange for you taking care of my clients, I'll be promoting you as my preferred vendor. I'd like at least one referral this year, or two. Yeah, yeah. There's a whole list, right? Think about the real estate transaction. How many vendors do you use? What else? What else? What else? Say it loud, I can't hear. Okay. Script's the same. If you or someone you know is interested in buying or selling a home, do you have a good realtor to refer them to? The script's the same. Just be prepared for the answer. Don't take it personally. Move on to the next. Cool. Thank you. Okay. Deerfield Village. Where the heck is that? All right. 257. All right. There's it is. Okay, cool. Good. Good. Okay. Yep. Okay. All right. All right. For somebody who has less than 300, so if you get 300, here, let me give you some numbers. So B was someone who said, no, I do not have someone I can refer to, right? And they said, hey, can I be your realtor? Can I be your resource, right? So they said yes to you, right? No to the question, yes to you. They're a B. Now, when you call again a month later and they give you a referral, they become an A. A is 1 referral, and A plus is 1 plus referrals. Okay? If you get 100 A's, that yields about 40 transactions a year. So the race is to find your A's. And there are people that know, like, and love you. They answer your phone. They respond to you. The faster you get to that number, the more stable your business becomes. It's not, there's no magic, right? Every one of these realtors, right, David, we're on a race to get our top 100. It's another word for it, top 100. Okay? It's not if you like them. It's if they do what? Send you a referral, right? The first one is they answer the phone call. The second one is if they send you a referral. If they answer my phone call, they may not be good for my business still. They just like to talk. All right. Cool. Next. Oh. Okay. Can you speak real estate business Spanish? Perfect. Like riding a bike. Got it. Sir. Energy corridor. Okay, cool. Ordered 5. Okay. Okay. Oh, whoops. So sorry. 405 in the energy corridor. And number of people in your database that you have a phone number and email. Awesome. And your social. Okay. Okay. Congratulations. Okay. Okay, cool. Language. Okay. So anyone that speaks Nigerian, that only speaks Nigerian, now you got a referral source. There you go. Next. Awesome. Okay. Okay. Do you speak Dutch? Or Norwegian? Yeah. A little bit. Okay. Okay. Awesome. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. 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 Regal courts. Regal oaks. Forest. River forest. I'm sorry. There you go. Perfect. All right, so you're much less than 300 or 100 A's. You're how many in your database? You said 30. Okay, don't feel bad, right? So, what are some ways that she can increase her numbers of people that she knows? Do what? Oh, so you have 254. Okay, well, you at least have a start. Should you ignore people out of Houston? Okay. Absolutely not. Okay? So here's a process, right? I talked to somebody outside of Houston. Add them to your social network. Okay? It's either going to be Facebook or LinkedIn, one of the two typically. Okay? I know Facebook is dying for you millennials. It's Instagram these days and Snapchat. However, people that have money will probably be on Facebook or LinkedIn. Okay? Pick one and start building that out because it's a cheap way of advertising. Very, very cheap and very fast way of advertising. So whatever you're learning, you can post quickly with a link to your website, right? So if they want to track you, they can easily get to you. If you are not posting on Facebook daily or some social platform, I would highly consider that you should do that. Just post, read 5 things, and then get off, okay? Before you know it, it'll be 3 hours later, and you're done, okay? Remember, post once, like and comment on 5 things, and get off, okay? What do I post on Facebook? What should you post on Facebook? Right, you can post stats and things like that, but remember the ratio, what's the ratio of social things versus business? Anybody know that? It's a larger number, right? So post about your dog, your kids, like my big thing is food. I love food, so I have a thing called, if you go to my Facebook, it's Joe Food Tour. And I go to a restaurant one time, right? New opening, grand opening, all that stuff, reopening. I go to one time, I post my stuff, I tell them what I like, what I dislike, and then I move on. I post about my dog, and then maybe I post about something that I'm seeing. Now, on Facebook, this is how you can get talking about your business but not talking about your business, right? So I remember taking a client out to an old home in Westbury. And they had one of those space heaters. The old, it's green tile in the bathroom and a space heater, okay? Right? So I took a picture of it, and I said, how many of you remember this growing up? Lots of responses, right? So there's ways to talk on Facebook about what you do, but not be in your face. You don't have to be selling New York. You don't have to be, oh my gosh, I'm driving this Mercedes and I'm wearing these fancy shoes and blah, blah, blah. You don't have to be all that. But there's ways to talk about real estate without being over the top. Yeah? Funny story. One of my clients was buying a house. We went to the house, there was a bunch of tenants in there, and they had a bong with some marijuana laying on the countertop. I took a picture of it. I was like, look what I found. 300 comments. 300 comments. Look what I found. Guess what this is? Right? So use your personality. Try it. There's some things you're going to bomb at. Some things you're not. Okay? Because if you do the whole, I got this house here, I got this house here, blah, 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 I mean, people are going to turn off to that. Right? But if you engage them by asking a question, that's kind of fun. If I'm doing an open house, I look for the one unique thing about that house, right? So one of them had this rooftop deck, and it was looking toward downtown. Okay, what am I going to do? Little selfie, look at me downtown, right? Look at this awesome view. I've got cookies, come see me, right? And I've had 3 people, 2 from Dallas, say, oh my gosh, I love that house. How much does it cost? To start asking questions, and so I just answered on Facebook. So there's ways to be on social networking, not be too crazy. And you see it. You see other people respond that way. All right, enough of that. You go. Wait, hold on. Our class ends at 1? Jeez Louise. I thought it was at 11 o'clock. Okay, keep going. Go. One more interruption. I apologize. If you guys need to use the restroom, just get up and go. Okay? Don't, I'm not that crazy. Okay. Yeah, I'm not crazy. Go ahead. What subdivision in Pearland? What subdivision? Shadow Creek? number. We'll go with it. We'll go with what you're saying. Go ahead. How many people that you have phone numbers and emails? 600. Good. 1,000. Got it. Vietnamese. If you don't speak Vietnamese, hand it off. Right? A lot of challenges with speaking a different language. Right? There's nuances in the wording and stuff like that you gotta be real careful about. Sir. Okay. 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 150. Okay, good. Speak Korean. Another difficult language to speak. So we have Korean, Vietnamese, several Nigerian languages, Spanish, right? Two different. Where did you grow up? Venezuela. Venezuelan, Argentinian, and sometimes Spanish nuances are different between the two countries, right? Customs and things like that. So, David.
Yeah, my name is David Leon. I currently live in the
Brittany Lakes. Never been. Maybe I have. I don't know. Let's see. Brittany Lakes. Ah. Okay. Okay. So you were speaking. You were teaching English where? Where? Beijing. Okay, so it's Mandarin. Right. Okay. So he speaks Mandarin. Right. So for those of you who speak Mandarin, don't be cussing him out, because he'll know what he's saying. Just because he's a gringo, I mean, you don't know what you're saying, right? Do I speak? No. No, I hand it off to David. Okay, so on your social, I mean, I would try to find some key people that you were in contact with for the how many years? 2 years? 3 years? 7 years. Okay, so you need to clear out your brain, write down people you knew, and then find out how many other people you knew, and then add them to Facebook as best you can, Facebook or LinkedIn, and then be diligent posting on that. Okay? Cool. And Mandarin only, right? Okay, English. Okay, cool. Sir. What's it called? What's the name of the subdivision? PH what? Okay. Database? Oh, previous year's working. Okay. What does he do? Construction. Okay. Okay. You like the job, and you still stuck out. Okay, good. Okay. So you're a millennial that has no Facebook. Okay. All right. Well, I'm excited to see you grow, because real estate's not for the faint of heart, right? Real estate's a tough gig, and you've got to put yourself out there every day. I have to do it. You have to do it. Okay? Just because I'm teaching from this class doesn't mean I don't have to do it. I have to do it every day. So good for you. Okay, cool, awesome. Shelley. Okay. North or first one? Okay. There's two different ones, right? North is newer, and then this one's older, right? So pricing is a little different. Ooh. Do you have access to any of your clients' information? Vinod Ramani. Okay. Yeah. Okay. 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 Perfect. Awesome. Hey, Elizabeth. Okay. 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 Good. Okay. Since you were part of a large organization, the church, you want to have the key people as somebody you want to talk to. Yeah. Yeah. You don't have to. You have 800 people. I mean, it'll take you 12 weeks to call everybody once. Yeah. Yep. So don't worry. You're in a good spot. Hey, Susie. Okay. Our village. Okay. 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 Yep. 700. Okay. Yep. Cool. Awesome. Next. Nope. You're good. I'm outside of English. Do you speak any other language? Fluently. All right. Moving on. Moving on. Next. Hi, Jennifer. Where in Katy? Which subdivision? Morton Ranch. Okay. I actually sold there. Mm-hmm. Yep. 4 years ago. A while ago. Okay. 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 Good. All right. For those of you who are waiting or went or gone, make sure you're writing down your 10 categories. Pick 10 categories, remember? We're going to do your phone and email. And some of you had volunteer. I want to see 10 categories. And I want to see what number of people you have the ability to have contact information for that. Okay? And then I want you to total the number at the bottom. All right? So you're going to do, while you're listening to everybody else, the first one should be phone. So on and so forth. Okay, what people groups do you know? And then I want you to add the number. We'll pretend this 6 through 10 is down here, and then you put a total. So on the phone here, let me redo it. Two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's see. Something said work. Okay? Next. Linda. Country Village. Good. Sure. Are you doing that now? Good. So you're looking for the key people who have all the relationships or what we call influencers. Those are the people you want to target. 1 or 2 of them in each group or whatever so that you can establish relationships, tell them what you're doing and things like that. Okay? Cool? Let's start from the back there. Awesome. Cinco Ranch. Okay. 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 Can I pause you there? So notice there's 2 zip codes here. I made this mistake once. Really bad. So I was doing a listing, and somewhere in Midtown, there's this community. It's a bunch of townhouses. They cross zip codes. So pissed, right? Because what do? I do comps based on zip code. I used to do it based on zip code or based on subdivision, and I made the mistake of just doing it zip code and the name of the subdivision. So I kept out 3 other buildings that were on the other zip code. So don't do that. Rule of thumb is stick with the subdivision, because it may be in a different. This one is the same zip code, but it's a different county. Okay, it may affect your numbers and how you talk to people. Okay, when you represent a buyer, be careful on how you categorize or group your comps, your comparables on the solds. You want to make sure that you're doing it for the subdivision where it makes sense. Sometimes the subdivision crosses a busy street, right? And what happens to pricing? Sometimes it changes by just going across the street. Sometimes it happens in Katy, so you've got to be really, really, really careful about that. Little tip, don't make that mistake. I underpriced it by a lot. We still got it sold, but just one of those things you got to know. Okay. Well, we'll go with your stats. Oh, another thing just to look at while we're looking at the neighborhood thing. This market is rising or falling? Look at these years. Rising. Okay. This also gives you a price per square foot number that if you're talking to people after you come out of the bathroom, remember you were in the bathroom to find out about the neighborhood and you came back out, now you know about the subdivision, you can talk intelligently. Hey, you know what? Your pricing in Falcon Creek is about 108 a square foot. And it's rising. You know, did you know that back in 2013, it was just about under 100, just broke 100 in 2014. All right, just numbers right there. Cool? All right, continue. Okay? Awesome. Cool. Next, back row. Hi, Laura. Where? What subdivision? What subdivision? Bay Forest. Thank you. Uh-huh. Okay. Good. Okay. Ah, very good. Awesome. That's it? All right. Lots of stuff. Good. So on activities, I would work and find out the people that were kind of head of all of those activities, and they may have gone and stuff like that. But since you've had some time with them, because people increase their trust level by two things. Who you are, character, and competence. Right? And this happens over what? Time. You've already invested a ton of time with your kids' activities, this and that and the other thing. And even though your interaction may be limited because you're dropping your kid off or you're picking them up, you've had a little bit of time and they see you as so-and-so's mom and you've been faithful and all that business. So, you know, they see you. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, yeah. The awesome thing about starting in the business is you're not jaded, right? You don't know what you don't know. So you just go for it, right? When you're in the business for a while, right, David? After a while, you get, they don't, you know, get all kinds of crazy created stories that I put in my head about why I'm not going to call somebody or not going to interact with somebody, you know? All kinds of reasons why. So, here you go. John. Hi, John. All right. What did you do before, Mr. John? Okay, sales. Good. So you're familiar with cold calling business and getting after it and stuff like that. You're in, okay. Awesome. Where do you live? Subdivision? Okay. Okay. Sorry to hear about that. Okay. All right, what's Chase? Oh, Country Village, yep. It's right here, Ashford Village, or Country Village. Yep, cool. Townhouses, right? Houses, okay. I understand, yeah. Yeah, okay, cool. 150, okay, cool.
Social media, a couple hundred on Facebook, maybe 500 on LinkedIn, but LinkedIn is like
Okay, so when you're on a social, when you're focusing on something when you're outside, LinkedIn here, and your reach is outside of Houston, LinkedIn is what? What's the target audience on LinkedIn? Huh? Professional, business, okay? So I would highly recommend the Houston Business Journal, okay? Articles from there, or the business section of Houston Chronicle, okay? So while everybody is on Facebook, I would go on LinkedIn, talk a little bit about your experience with whatever topic you're pulling from, and then click that article and post it there, and there you're done. Yeah. You have a ton of information you can post on LinkedIn to establish your competence, right? Because you're going to pull an article. I mean, you can even talk a little bit about the flooding, right? Hot topic, right? The other side of it is you got to be careful about what you put out there, right? Because then people don't want to move to Houston because the whole thing's going to be in a flood, and that's not true, right? Right. So it's all about how you position it, because what they see is true, right? So you got to be real careful about that. So what I would post, hey, I survived the Houston hurricanes. Just so you know, 5% of all homes were damaged, but we're rebuilding, and our economy is strong. Here are some stats from the Houston Business Journal about how our economy is strong. You know what I mean? So. Good. You said that you worked as a salesperson, right? Before? Okay, so you have a lot. Okay, so then you have a ton of contacts you don't really look at, right?
Yeah, well, all my insurance work was in Dallas.
Okay, that's okay.
So, and it's been pretty cold for. I haven't really actually.
Start again, like I told one of the other people here. You start with the people that know, like, and love you first,
Right.
that you had the most connection with. How many of you call a friend that you haven't talked to in like 10 years? And you call them up, and it was just like nothing happened, like no change. You know, you just rebonded and connected. You've done that before, right? It's like no days have left. It's very similar, right? There's going to be people like that that you can connect with. Get their perfect college. Awesome. Thank you, John. Next. Okay. Yep. Congratulations. Uh-huh. Okay, did you hear that, social media? Did you hear what she said? WeChat, okay? WeChat's very, very, very popular in China. Huge, okay? Ada Wang, do you know Ada Wang in here? She's over here. She buys and sells off of WeChat. Okay, I have no idea what they're saying. This is all in Mandarin. I have no idea. She told me, you need to get on WeChat. I'm like, Ada, I don't speak your language. I don't read your language. How am I supposed to? No, you just post. It'll be fine. Just post. I'm like, okay, I'm not ready yet, right? Just not ready. I'm just not ready. Random people adding me, I don't like, they're asking me questions. I can't read it. I have to run down there to show it to her. I'm not doing it. But for her, it'd be fantastic. Why? Why would it be fantastic for her? Correct. And how many foreign investors are coming from China? Huge number, right? So for you, I would post every day something about Houston, and then hopefully you get shares and likes, and then you'll understand the topic to talk about. Because the more activity you get on a social media in terms of topic, continue to do it, okay? Sometimes I post something and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, this is going to be it. And I get 0. Then I post something about marijuana on a kitchen countertop, right? And I get 300 comments. So I need to go to marijuana houses, apparently, right, to post. Yeah, Tony Giordano, yeah. Yep. Kids or puppies? Oh my God, look how cute this is. 300 comments. Seriously. Yeah, look at my dog, licking its butt. 300 comments, how cute. Yeah. Yeah. What do you speak? Mandarin. Okay. So you now have David. What's your name again? Sophie. And you have Sophie. Okay. Don't speak Mandarin. Right. Next.
My name is Agnes. I live in the inner city center where the office is originally located. For 3 years, I worked in accounting and process improvement, and I've been working with my husband for the past 3 years in real estate.
And your husband is from Belarus, which is what? What do you speak there in Belarus? Russian. Okay. And what do you speak in Hungary? Hungarian. Okay. Okay. So you guys need to understand that. I'm asking the question because you may run into somebody who speaks these languages, right? And you kind of need to know who to talk to because you guys come to class and you leave class and you don't know how much resources you have in your class, just in this class. It's awesome, right? Spanish, Mandarin. Who else? Vietnamese. Vietnamese. And Korean, yes. 2 Korean speakers. Awesome. Numbers.
I have
1,500 contacts. Okay, cool. Lots of contacts.
well, a lot of it is not really married.
Okay, so what would you say the real number should be?
Well, the real number is around
500. Okay, so you're still at this place. You have 500, right? You still need to sort. And the sooner you get to 100, you get 40 transactions. Now, what I'm saying is, some of you who are in business before do a lot of not met type of business, right? Open houses, you never met them before, now you met them. Or you do postcards. It's not that I'm saying you cannot do a big business from that. Right? $500, bunch of open houses. This is your time, right? Takes a lot of time to do an open house. You got to put the signs out. You got to dress nice. Right? You got to talk to the people. Sometimes they don't show up. Okay? I mean, there's a lot of work involved in that, right? Then you follow up with the 10 people that showed up, and then they don't want to talk to you. I mean, it's can be challenging. Okay? But if you work with someone that you know, like, and trust, you'll get there faster. It still may feel like a grind, though, because you may not get immediacy, right? Unfortunately, in American culture, we want things to happen, what? Easy. Where's the easy button? I want the easy button, right? But in life, the most important things, the most valuable things, Take time. And the only way you do that is if you establish trust, character, and competence. The way you do that is you have to be consistent over time. So Agnes is going to call her 500 people, hopefully, consistently over time. What's going to happen to the people that she calls? She's going to grab a piece of their mind, because she's saying the mayor campaign, if you or someone you know is interested in buying or selling a home, whatever. The second time you call them, what do you do the second time you call them? Hey, I'm just checking in. What do you do the second time? I'm just checking in. Once they see if I can, here, let me give you a script for that. Okay, so second call. First call, A, 1B. Second time you call them. Checking in. So John's going to call for 10 weeks because he's going to get his 400 or 500 people out of his phone, and you're going to clear your memory from all those people that you worked with and pull all those files out and get their name, phone number, and email. That's the goal, right? The first 10 weeks is kind of gathering stuff. And in that, I will guarantee you, if you're faithful at calling, you're going to get referrals. It's like there's no magic in it, and that's the magic. You will get referrals, okay? You just have to be consistent with it. Second call you make, hey, Agnes, I'm just checking in. Just want you to know if there's anyone that I can help or serve in real estate. How are you doing? Doing great? Are your kids? Are your dog? Blah, blah, blah. Great. Just want you to know, Agnes, you're valuable to me and my business. I've chosen to do business by referral. And by the way, I'm never too busy for any of your referrals. So real easy. This is Instructor. Checking in. I'm here to help and serve. Do you know anyone looking to buy or sell a home? I just want you to know, Agnes, you're valuable to me and my business. I appreciate our friendship. Put whatever words you want to do. And then, hey, I'm never too busy for any of your referrals. And then write a note. Okay? If I get a message, a voicemail, I just say, hey, I'm just checking in. Call me when you get a chance. And then move on. Okay? Yesterday, my goal every day is 20 calls. Because I have a new goal this year. My new goal is 600,000. Okay, I'm telling you now. See, and ask me in about a year, did I make my 600,000 GCI goal? Okay? So my goal is 20 calls a day. Right now, I'm doing 20 dials, which means that I'm not actually talking to people. Okay? Yesterday, I called 20. I got 5. I got 2 referrals. Is that a good day? Yes, it's a good day. The day before that, 20 phone calls, 2 people I contacted, voice to voice, no referrals. Not a bad day, not a good day either, right? It's just what is. So hopefully today I hit my 20. So by the end of January, I will have called 400 people, okay? So I have to do that because that's my goal for 2018 is 600,000. Okay, that's what the numbers, whatever, right? Ambitious. Nervous. Nervous, Nelly. A, because I just told you. I gotta prove it, right? And then even more nerve-wracking is I gotta do it. Cool. Well, let me continue. Or do you have a quick question? Quick question. I'm going for 600,000 because that's my goal. Right? You just set a goal and go for it. Now, part of setting goals is it has to be reasonable, right? So I'm not sure where you guys are in your business. I have not sat down and analyzed your business, your numbers, what you're willing to do, not do, all that stuff. So that's more of a coach, right? So get a coach to keep you on point, all right? But reasonable goal setting will depend upon your activity. Last year, I did close to 425,000. Yay, it's a great year, blah, blah, blah. My head, the way my head is wired, that's not good enough. And David's laughing because he knows what I struggle with. It's the same thing. I ain't good enough. I got to get to 1 million. I know how you think. You're like million two, right? Yes, yeah. Same boat. We have the curse of being type A personality. Nothing is ever good enough. No. Next. Hi.
My name's Karina.
Hi, Karina.
I live in
Fulshire. Woo. Cross Creek. Thank you for coming. It's a long haul from Cross Creek. There you go. On point. Wow. Rents are $3,000 a month. Woo. Okay, and that's why your social is like. Woo. Okay. 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 Fantastic. Next. Benita. Okay. Good start. Awesome. So you're going to tap it a little bit into your work, right? Because I'm sure you don't have all your work people in your phone. Okay. Okay, dig some more. Dig. Yep. I would write down, start over. If I had to do it over again, I would write this down in a big circle, and then I would write the groups around, how I know people, and then that should start sparking lists for you, okay? Yeah. And if you don't have a contact for somebody at work, who can you call? Somebody else at work that remembers them, right? So you be resourceful. You can do it. Sir. Piney Point Village. Yep. The subdivisions in Piney Point are tinier than, it may not be in here. They're like by street. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. It's all good. It's all good. It's a lot of money. And by the way, luxury pricing, let's write this down. Luxury pricing is the top 10% in any city, right? So the top 10% in Mobile, Alabama, is different from the top 10% in Houston, right? And it's definitely different from the top 10% in New York City. Very, very, very different, right? So in Houston, your top 10% starts at 500,000, right? In New York City, that is barely a bathroom. It's not even it's a closet, right? So 500,000 above. The reason I bring that up because he lives in Bonnie Point. Those people only do it by referral. Only. If I'm wealthy, I have to get advocated in by somebody, right? They're not going to meet somebody at Home Depot. They may look at some marketing, but they're going to check you out like nobody's business, right? They're looking at all your stuff online. They do not, they don't go on the internet, interwebs. All right, so. Robert. Okay. Nursing home is an interesting deal, right? Because they're transitioning. So there are a lot of assets they're dispositioning. Some of them have outlived their families, so they have no one else to list their property, right? Sometimes they have, most of the time, their heirs or their kids live all out of state, right? So you have a huge opportunity there, huge. If you get in right with all the different nursing home administrators and they see you as, hey, you know what, I've been in the business, I understand it, I know what the end-of-life process will be. You know what, I'd like to be the realtor of choice for you guys. If you have anybody that has to leave their house, I'll handle it from here on out. I'll handle that side so that their relatives, their kids won't have to worry about it. I mean, I haven't even explored that. My mom was in a nursing home for 10 years. I took care of her for a year and a half, 2 years, and then we put her in a nursing home, so I was like primary caregiver. So I understand that part of the process, and I wish I had somebody that said, you know what, sell this dang house because get me out of here. The house that we sold, my childhood home, was up in New Jersey. Yeah. So we had to discount it by like 60% because I just wanted to get out. I had needed the money. My mom had Alzheimer's, blah, blah, blah. I mean, there's a huge, it can be a great opportunity and a great ministry because you will be serving people that are in a time of life that's just really a challenge. Yep. So you have good opportunity there. You're welcome.
Kim Hall. I live in the Oak Lady neighborhood. It's like
Oak.
Oak Lady. It's inside there.
Okay. Cool. Awesome. Thank you. Yeah. Your loan origination, you should have hopefully a bunch of other lenders that can send you business. Yeah. Good. All right. So if you guys have a complicated buyer that doesn't have a whole lot of money, you can talk to her to find out where to go, right? Because she spent how many years? 20 years. It's a significant amount of time. So she'll be better at something than a loan originator who just gets started, right? Because she has experience, and then she can immediately, right off of the top of her mind, give probably a referral and actually give you the hurdles to overcome for a particular buyer they have a challenge with. And who did she talk about? Firefighters, nurses, teachers, first-time home buyers, down payment assistance. Okay, I don't have enough money, but I need money. They got a program for it, okay? And they have bilingual lenders, okay, which is important, right? Awesome. Next. Thank you. Steeplechase. Never been. Let's see where that is. All right, where you be? 185. Okay, good. Did it flood? Did Steeplechase flood? Okay, it's close to Jersey Village. That's why I asked. Okay, no worries. Good to know. Never been there in my 10 years of doing this business. And thank you for letting me know how much the pricing is over there. It's awesome. So if I know somebody that wants to live in Steeplechase, I can take them there, right? Or if I know somebody who cannot afford anything inside the loop because they want a 4-bedroom for $200,000, I can say, hey, let's go over to Steeplechase. I hear that's a great place. It didn't flood. That's why I asked those questions, and hopefully you guys picked up on it, right? Sorry, I apologize. Keep going.
I worked 10 years in manufacturing.
Okay.
I worked a year in sales for a commercial construction.
Okay.
Construction, I know a lot about construction.
Yep.
And also, I have a
Okay. Good. Good. Awesome. Was that helpful? Okay, you guys got a lot of information out of that? All right, cool. So, I want you guys to tally up, because while you were listening, you were writing down your groups, the number. I want you to tally that number down below, if you have it. If you don't have it, it's just your phone. Okay? I want you to next write down your top 3 goals. There's a lot of content that I gave you, little tips on things, but your top 3 goals for the next 10 days. Top 3. Some ideas. So right off the top of your head. Yeah, shoot. Oh, yeah. Oh.
My number is 1981. Gonna network more.
Where do I get the damn stamp? Okay, hold on. There was no sign-in sheet. Oof. Garrett's on vacation. One moment, please. You know what? I'm just going to sign it.
Thank you so much. I've really enjoyed your
Yeah, no worries. My pleasure. Okay. You need to go too? Yep. All right, so top 3 goals. Shout it out, please. Complete 2 transactions in the next 10 days. 10 days. All right, so she said complete 2 transactions, right? Let's just break it down, right? Let's not lose that. 2 transactions, okay, that takes about 45 to 60 days for March, right? So what are you going to do to get there, right? I like to close $600,000 a year, okay? The average price is $300,000, so roughly about $10,000. That's 60 transactions. Here, let me give you some ratios. 7 contacts to 1 referral. 7 contacts to 1 referral. 4 referrals to 1 close. So how many contacts to a close? 28. 7 times 4 is 1 close. 7 contacts, 1 referral, 4 referrals, 1 close. So 28 contacts to 1 close. Make sense? See how I got that? 7 times 4 is 28. So she wants to do 2. So she needs to talk to 56 people to get your 2 transactions. But which 56? I don't know. You got to start calling to find out who's going to say, yeah, I'll use you as my realtor. I'll refer you, right? Because remember we talked about trying to get to 100 A's. That's somebody who would refer you business and has referred you business, not necessarily closed, willing to refer you. The faster you get to 100, the sooner you'll get to a transaction close, right? Remember, 100 A's is equal to 42 transactions, right? Smarter people than I have figured all these numbers out, okay? But the key is you have to make phone calls. You have to. And the magic is it's right in your phone or your LinkedIn or your Facebook. Okay, what other goals? 10 days. So if you're doing two transactions in 60 days, what do you have to do in the next 10 days? What is your goal for you in the next 10 days? Think about it. I'll come back to you. Anybody else? Send notes. Cool. How many? 10 a day. 10 notes a day. Perfect. Awesome. 10 calls a day. Good. 10 calls a day for 10 days. Saturday and Sunday don't exist. Welcome to real estate.
200 contacts in my database that I talk to personally.
Good. 200 phone, email, address. I wish somebody like me was teaching me when I first started this business. Seriously, because I would have short-circuited a lot of the playtime and figure out time, right? Because it took me a while. It took me like 2 years to figure out, oh, I should probably call people. And I should probably write notes, right? Because I get this, in this business, you're going to get very distracted, right, Agnes? We get distracted by a whole lot of, they ain't going to bring nothing, okay? Right? In our business and in most of life, there's only going to be 1 or 2 most important things to get you what you want. And in this business, it's going to be the relationship. You have to do that. Okay. Any other goals? Sir? Okay. Just something to consider. Okay? Just to consider. Unless this is somebody you're going to be doing open houses for all their listings, or if you have some sort of relationship, just something to consider. If I call, and every call is 5 minutes, how many calls can you make in an hour? 12, right? And how many in 4 hours? 48 calls. Okay? I'm just asking you to consider, okay? Open house training, you're going to spend 4 hours walking through to do an open house. Or, which, by the way, we firmly established before, your trust level for open house is low, right? But trust level that with people you know, like, and trust is high. Okay? Just something to consider. Okay? Awesome. John. Okay, the one thing. Awesome. Sure. Awesome. Anita, you had your hand up. Did you have your hand up? No? Okay, cool. Yes? 3 referrals. Okay, so 3 referrals from your friends. You want 3. So 3 times 7, you're going to have to call at least 21 people. And hopefully, those 21 answer your phone. Right? So the question is, how many calls do you need to make to get someone to answer? Don't know yet. I have no idea. Right? The cool thing about newbies is your whole sphere, people that you know, like, and trust, the people know, like, and trust you, really don't have any idea what you're doing. They're not thinking about you. No one's thinking about you except for you. So now you have an opportunity to step into their world and then offer your services, help and service. Make sense? So remember, there's only, 6 million people in the Houston and surrounding areas, 6 or 7 million, okay? Let's just say 10% are of buying or selling age capability. That's how much? 700,000? Yeah? And how many people in this class? About 23, so 20. So make the math easy. 700,000 divided by 20 is 35,000. Okay? 35,000 people of buying and selling capability. Get yours. Right? I remember one time Jen Tran, the girl that I first taught Peak Producers, that's coming in March, and she taught it. She and I had the same name, and somehow I got the name of somebody that she knew in her neighborhood. I didn't know that. And I forgot to call. I forgot to be disciplined and this and that. She sold her house, bought another, and then referred 4 people. Okay? I didn't know that. How did I know? I called her 2 years later, and I said, hey, yeah, you referred to me by so-and-so, blah, blah. I said, oh, no, my realtor is Jen Tran. I'm like, right? Good friend. Jen Tran's a great friend. She's awesome. And she reminded me of what I wasn't doing, and that's being disciplined about what I create in my world. What I create for my world is 600,000 in 2018. I just told you that, and as I'm telling you that, I'm nervous. I'm sweating right now, actually, because now I got to deliver on what I say. All right? You guys can do the same thing. Thank you so much for taking my class. I appreciate it. If you have any other questions, let me know. Hopefully you got something out of it. Please, please, please list phone calls. Okay? Thank you. Oh, I got to sign this thing. I'm going to sign it. Thank you, thank you. How'd I do? Did I do okay?
Yes.
All right. I get nervous. Oh, thank you.
Do I need to give this to you, the coin stuff?
I have no idea. Thank you. Thank you. Hello, hello. Either one. That's fine. You are welcome. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. Hello, hello. Good to meet you. You have a great database. Take advantage of it.
Oh, I do.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, They're not
certified.
They're not prepared today. Okay, cool. Thank you.
I would love to talk to you real quick after this.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I'll just wait.
Sit you.
Yeah, thanks.
Sure. I have no idea.
You're that kid on Friday who asked
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
You want to try good pizza? I can give you my card.
What, you have a pizza shop?
I still have the business. I don't run it.
I love pizza.
So we are going to be in a brewery on the 21st. Bailey's Brewery on Kirby.
Okay.
Between Kirby and Green Brian.
Okay.
Sunday.
Okay. Awesome. Garrett Hall or Abby should have all that information for you. Okay, yeah. So they'll give you that at that point, and then just come to my office and have Tyler sign. My office is just outside here to the right. Look for the orange recliner. Oh, did I not? Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I don't have no stamp. I got no stamp. I don't know where the stamp is, so sorry. I'm gonna tell if you get in trouble, tell them it's my fault, and they'll know.
Thank you so much.
You are welcome. Thank you.
So, do I give this to James or who is registering? Who's going to be admin for Ignite? Okay.
I just show up. I was late to class.
Well, thank you for being
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you. Yes. All right.
What is that system you're using? I've never seen that before.
This? Oh, the peak producer. So it's that class. They'll dive down really, really deep. It's hard to talk.
But
12
that
weeks.
technology, though.
Yeah, all of that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't get a printout or anything like that. This is my first Ignite class.
Okay, perfect. You and him are the same, right?
Okay.
So get the whatever, and then come to my office right outside of here, and Tyler will sign for you if I'm not there.
Okay.
Okay,
So
yeah.
any day.
Yeah, any day. Yeah.
Okay.
Just don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
All right.
Thank you.
What is the one big thing?
So it's one thing. It's a book by Gary Keller, and it talks about focus.
Red white book?
Yeah, it's a white book. So the red and white book is the Millionaire Real Estate Agent, MREA. Yeah.
It took me 3 hours to get here this morning, right?
No worries. Life happens.
From LaPorte.
You should have said. Did you say you were from LaPorte? Did we not talk about you? I'm so sorry. You should have said something, because now you'll have a class potentially of sending referrals down to LaPorte, because I actually had a LaPorte referral. I wasn't going to go down there. I mean, for that I'm not driving 3 hours. Screw that. Yeah. Well, because there was an accident on Bunker Hill coming in. Yeah. I know, right? So you got to do.
Post that on Facebook.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to say, I've been in sales all my life, and after that Monday's class,
Thank you.
and we were reading that script,
Yeah.
that long
Yeah,
script,
yeah, yeah.
10 times, and I
Yeah.
almost threw up
Yeah.
half of it,
Yeah.
So, today it was just like, oh, there's another way.
Yeah. Yeah, it's totally otherwise.
And
Yeah.
I'm curious, what technology did you work with?
So Peak Producer, Jen Tran's teaching it.
No, the software. You said you were.
Oh, Oracle software.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was with EDS for a while.
Yeah,
and-
EDS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was wondering, maybe I'm trying to recruit some close friends, and one of whom I've known all the way back from EDS, and if you maybe have lunch with us one day
Recruit for.
here.
Oh, yeah. So the
But
best way that I recruit is with Michael Bosart,
Right.
or
Well, but there's so many of the ideas that you presented today
Sure.
a good friend of mine.
Sure.
I've got a lot of friends in the restaurant business.
Mhm.
Hey, so I can use those restaurants and
Sure.
they can give me
Sure.
deals for bringing in people and
Sure.
because they're motivated. So a guy that's a minority partner at Beer Paredes downtown, he has a group
Sure.
called the Rock and Roll Lunch.
Sure.
And he's always calling people
Sure,
and
sure, sure,
everything,
sure.
and so he's always getting groups together and that kind of thing. So
Yeah.
I think that's a
That's an awesome idea. Mhm.
Great, and
Yeah.
and that there's nothing that can replace that just that face-to-face
Yeah, face-to-face,
contact,
yep.
and what do you do, and
Yeah.
you know,
Sure. Yep.
it's just you don't even have to start the conversation; they're
Sure.
going to ask you.
Yeah. Absolutely. Good.
So anyway,
Good.
but I just thought, you could share some of those ideas, and we could just talk a little bit more about that and some of our backgrounds and things in common, and whatever you think.
Yeah. So the idea again is to recruit them
Well,
to become
just-
realtors, or
Just to talk about approaches and
wanting them to join Keller Williams.
Yes.
Okay, I gotcha.
fair job over time. It's
Mhm.
just kind of, but he's not dedicated to.
Sure.
He's got a lot of LinkedIn contacts, and he's gotten some traction with. That
What producer on the first day?
for
First,
the group.
the
peak
peak
producer.
producer with Jen Tran. When the email goes out, it should go out in a month or two. Starts in March.
Yeah.
I would look at that email because she's going to put how the course goes and this and that, and I would have them come and see if they would. I would take it, you and them to take it together, and then it'll have
Hurt me at all.
none at all.
How much is the class?
$500. No.
Yeah.
You on point.
Community camaraderie and all the
Yeah.
confidence building and everything. 'Cause
No, I would encourage them because that really is.
I mean, I was just going to bring him to one of the team meetings.
That's
too,
a good.
you
That's a
know,
good. That's a good idea.
to start
Yeah.
with.
Just
I
to
mean,
start
it's
with.
an hour.
Yeah. The whole. You got to get them exposed to some other ideas and see where that takes you.
Because I think, he has a lot of the same characteristics and things we could do with happy
Yeah.
hour, and he's very
Sure.
comfortable
Sure.
with people and
Sure.
just
Good ideas.
automatic. Yeah.
Good ideas.
All right, appreciate it.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you very
All
much.
right.
I really appreciate it.
Sir.
For the class.
Yeah. No problem.
I was going to ask John if he wanted to grab like the.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Oh. Only difference on everybody's.
And how much is peak producers?
$4.95.
This was really helpful and
You're
very,
welcome.
very non-intimidating. So thank you.
Do you hear, guys? You guys hear that? It's not intimidating. It's helpful.
Thank you so much.
Oscar, it's. You have a good realtor to refer them to. Report, yeah. Yeah, you just have to be thoughtful in what you're posting. I mean, you because you're sensitive to it, then you're going to be thoughtful. So just come up with a strategy. Sit down. Okay, on this one I'm going to send it. You have to group it out. What I wouldn't want you to do is get so caught up in the Facebook thing that you don't post anything. Or even worse than that, I would rather you make phone calls than you do anything on Facebook. Get through the phone calling before you get to Facebook, because right now your race is to try to get paid. It's your race. It's everybody's race here. But you want 10 closings, right? So to get to 10 closings, you got to get a lot of contact in. So the Facebook is an easy way of contacting that's non-threatening if you post it non-threatening. So dogs, kids, and things that you're interested in. Right.
I know it was sort of like